Hello, how you going? This is my first video of this type. So thank you for clicking on the video and thank you for listening. I'll try to keep it short and I'll try not to swear too much, but I am not making any promises. So I want to talk to you about Australian politics, focusing on Melbourne politics, really focusing on the electorate of Wills. So I want to talk about Peter Khalil and the Australian Labor Party and Iran. Because I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore, for lack of a better way of putting it. Yeah, I'm just disgusted with the ALP and with Peter Khalil and with Anthony Albanese going along with Israel and the USA attacking Iran. I'm not a fan of the Iranian government. I'm not like, yay, Iranian government. They're terrible, but the solution is to not bomb them. The solution, I don't see how the solution involves bombing them. Right? Peter Khalil is openly fantasizing about a regime change war. That didn't work the last time, or the time before that, or the time before that. And Peter should know better, because Peter, when you look at his Wikipedia page, Peter was apparently involved with and has a deep understanding of wars in the Middle East. He was over there in the Middle East, right? In the 2000s, when the war on terror was raging, right? And how has that gone, right? How have those regime change wars in the Middle East gone, right? We now have a functioning democracy in Afghanistan, and of course we have a functioning democracy in Iraq, and of course the time before that, when we tried for a regime change in Vietnam, that also worked out really well as well. That's a functioning democracy as well, as you are all well aware of. So I don't understand how Peter thinks that this is going to work. And so this is one of those things, is that if he thinks this is going to work, that he's an idiot. And if he doesn't think it's going to work, and yet he's publicly talking about how, oh yeah, I support the people of Iran and I'm looking forward to democracy there. And if you, either when he says that, he's deluding himself, or he's full of shit. And either way, I do not want someone like that to be the federal minister for the area that I live in. I live in Wills. This is Coburg, beautiful Coburg that you can see out the window. It's a lovely place to live. It's very multicultural. It's great. And Peter Khalil doesn't seem to be interested in taking care of the people that live here. He seems to be interested in taking care of Trump's USA and Israel and making sure that they get everything that they want. And who gives two shits what we want, right? So, we get to have more expensive petrol, more expensive food and groceries and everything else. And he gets to cheer on Israel and America doing this insane illegal war. That doesn't sound like it's particularly well thought out or well planned. Labor's response to it and support of it doesn't sound like it's particularly well thought out or well planned. Peter Khalil's response and support of the war doesn't sound like it's particularly well thought out or well planned. I'm noticing a pattern here. And yeah, I don't think that is a good thing. And so here I am making a video. Why am I making this video? Because I'm an idiot, ultimately. I was stupid enough to listen to other people that make videos like Friendly Geordies and get inspired to get interested in Australian politics again. He's a big fan of the Australian Labor Party. My mum was a big fan of the Australian Labor Party. We used to have meetings at our house. I remember our cat, Sarah Lee, sitting on Gareth Evans' lap. I remember meeting Gareth Evans a few times when I was a kid. Gareth Evans seemed like a lovely bloke. My mum was friends with Jenny Macklin. Jenny Macklin came to my mum's funeral when she passed away. My family always appreciated that, and my mum always had a tremendous amount of respect for Jenny Macklin. I sent Jenny Macklin a message on Facebook. I don't know how else to reach her. I'm just some idiot, pointless guy that doesn't matter out in suburbia, just trying to tell Labor just ask. I'm just trying to, why are you doing this? It's craziness, and this just it's I can't come with you on this, guys. I can't, and I feel like an idiot for ever supporting the Australian Labor Party, for thinking that you really were a party that had people that actually had real morals and really believed in right and wrong. Because clearly you don't believe in right and wrong. If you think that this war is the right thing to do, if you think that supporting Trump and Israel is the right thing to do, that these religious extremists, right, like the Israelis, they are quoting scripture now, right? Is it Amalek? I'm sorry if I'm got that wrong. I thought that the part's called Amalek, right? Where it's essentially a religious justification for genocide. It's a part of the Torah, some scripture, which basically talks about how there was another tribe that fucked with the Jews, and then God told them, it's okay for you to go and kill all of that tribe. It's okay for you to kill the men and the women and the children and kill their livestock and to wipe them from the face of the earth. Why do you think Benjamin Netanyahu and members of the Likud party would be talking about scripture like that unless they were planning or fantasizing about a similar thing? And does that sound like the good guy? Does that sound like the good guy that we should be aligning ourselves with? Right? The guy that's talking about, tell me to exterminate the baddies, God. Right? This is crazy religious extremist stuff. And we previously fought against the religious extremists, and now we're aligning ourselves with them, right? Pete Cakesbreath, right? And the Trump government, they're talking about this being a holy war. I mean, George W. Bush was talking about the last one being a holy war, and that's, we still went along with it. And so here we are, and it's like, we're the fucking bad guys. We are on team fucking bad guy, right? And the Australian Labor Party seems to be happy with that, because definitionally we are the good guy, right? That's the whole thing. Australia's the good guy, so that means our allies are the good guys, and so no matter what they do, they're the good guys. And Peter Khalil and Anthony Albanese are going to sit there and they're going to cheer it on. They're going to make sure that Israel and America get a cheerleader, right? And so that's what they are. They're going to get their pom-poms out and they're going to do a nice dance. So I'm looking forward to seeing your cheerleading routine. I'm sure you'd look great tumbling in the air and flipping your pom-poms around, Peter. I'm looking forward to seeing you cheerleading for this regime change war. Good luck with that, mate. I hope it works out really well. It's worked out really great all the previous times, and you would, of course, be well aware of that, given your expertise and background. Yeah, mate. Fuck you. Fuck you, Peter Khalil. Fuck the Australian Labor Party. I'm done voting for the Australian Labor Party. I've supported the Australian Labor Party my entire life, and that fucking ends now. So I'm volunteering for his opponent, the Greens opponent, Samatha Ratnam, I think her name is. I volunteered to help her campaign. It's a while away, right? So Peter doesn't give two shits what I think. He doesn't give a shit what anyone thinks, right? He doesn't need our vote anymore for a while. He'll come back and he'll, kiss our little bum-bums and tell us what we want to hear for the next election. It's our job to make sure that we don't forget how much of a cowardly, sniveling little collaborator Peter is, right? That he'll happily collaborate with the Likud party and religious extremists and the USA and Israel and give them everything they want. All right? On the other side of the world, that's what your local member for Wills is doing, right? Not focusing on making sure you get what you need, but focusing on making sure that Israel and America gets what they need. I'm fucking disgusted, and I'm fucking done putting up with this bullshit. Yeah, I don't care what the excuses are anymore. I don't care about you. We've got to fight the Liberals. Yeah, great. You're better than the Liberals. Slow clap, mate. Yeah, fuck you. Fuck the Australian Labor Party. I'm done voting for you. I'm done supporting you. That's it. Fuck you. Fuck Peter Khalil. Fuck the Australian Labor Party. If you're still listening, thanks for listening, and I hope you have a good day. Cheers.